This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch.
Hello, my name is Herton Buatco, and welcome to this program. Considering it is not yet summer, as Pagasa says, we can already feel the summer heat. 34 degrees out there, and the heat index going up to 36 and 37. In tune with what we call climate change, if we can call it that, the topic for this evening is going to be about the environment vis-a-vis mining. Now, let me read to you some little points I put together on both issues. Here we go. Acid mine, drainage erosion. These are one of the issues that are pro the environment, anti-mining. Formation of sinkholes by what you call mining extraction. Loss of biodiversity, contamination of soil, groundwater, and surface water by chemicals. The environment and rehabilitation codes, if assuming they could return it to its original state, a fallacy, or is it even possible? The environmental impacts of metal production associated with at least a minimum of 62 different metals. Erosion of exposed hillsides, mine dumps, tailings, dams, and resultant siltation of drainages, creeks, and rivers that cause destruction and disturbance to ecosystems and habitats. And in areas of farming, it may even disturb, if not destroy the ecosystems, production, grazing, and croplands. Diseases from pollutants in air and water, such as the suspended particle matter, SOx, arsenic particles, cadmium, are emitted. Miners suffer from various respiratory and skin diseases as well. They suffer from asbestosis, silicosis, black lung disease, etc., etc. That is against the mining argument. For the environment, minerals, there are minerals in vitamins, soaps, toothpaste, shampoos, household medicine. Food in mass, if mass-produced, uses and requires fertilizers, contains minerals such as phosphate, sulfur, cadmium, and phosphorus. Foundations are made, for example, in buildings of concrete and steel. Water, electricity, gas are conducted through copper and steel wires and pipes. Television contains several rare earths. Wooden or plastic frying pans, pots, plates, cups, glasses, and cutlery. You talk about transportation, we need not expound. You've got your work environment. Need I expound? The building itself, the equipment, your office, your windows, your desk, and most things that are on it. Yes, even the chair we are sitting on, or I'm sitting on, and the mug you may be now holding watching TV is extracted from minerals. Your energy, definitely. Coal, gas, oil, or uranium to produce electricity, raw fuels, the power plant itself, the transmission lines, and the substations. Renewable energy, foundations are made of concrete and steel. Solar, wind, water, everything is made out of specific minerals. So I guess the argument would be, can we call mining extractive? Extractive mining to be basically extractive. Fishing, for example, is extractive. Geothermal plants are extractive. Anything that's extracted from the earth for use for the betterment of mankind. Meantime, we call the environment, the entirety of the world. Is it prohibited for use? Ladies and gentlemen, our guests to discuss both sides. We have Vin Lava, an advocate, an organic farmer who's been in this TV show some 7, 8 years ago, who actually was very significant, or better yet, he was the one who introduced me the concepts of biodiversity and all kinds of environmental issues. And of course, we have Butch Valdez of the Rouche Society, Save the Nation movement, who would like to argue on behalf of mining. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Narito kayong dalawa. Kaya lang, Butch, iba, pag-usapan natin ngayon, hindi nationalism versus iba naman, iba naman. So, let's start with you, Butch. Why should we continue mining?
Well, first of all, just so that people are not confused, I am not really representing mining.
No, of course, which is...
I'm just, however, mining has always been there. And it is up to man to make use of whatever is our natural resources. And use our creativity to convert these natural resources, which would otherwise just be idle and not benefiting man, convert that for the good of man.
So God gave it to us.
Yeah.
We should maximize and use it
we have the creativity to convert it.
to improve our lifestyles.
Exactly. And this, all throughout the history of man, has happened. We extract from the soil. We extract, initially we used, in terms of finding out what fire is, we discovered fire by using wood, right? So we get, and then after that we developed the tools because you had an increase in technology using fire. It was not just to cook food or to keep us warm, which already saved lives. After that, we be able to use it by discovering, for example, this rock, if you heat it, it melts and we can pound it into a tool.
Yes,
And
yes.
the tools eventually improved into a certain level, so we discover something else. It's called coal,
Yes.
right? Now, wood, fire from wood and fire from coal is completely different technology. But we discovered it by increasing our understanding of our environment to use. Again, when you discovered coal, there is higher capacity to be able to sustain more human beings, right? And then after coal, the increase in technology, the increase in understanding of science went into discovery of oil, natural gas. And after that, we went into discovery of the use of nuclear energy. So every step of the way, brought with it an advancement of the quality of life of human beings.
So it's very similar to the Bretton Woods objective for the betterment of mankind,
Yes, of course. Yeah.
which is what
Well,
life is all about.
That's what it's all about. It's not a question of Filipinos versus Americans or China versus so on and so forth. It's for everybody. And as of now, of course, it's not happening. But we should be eventually moving towards that once we start understanding that we have a problem, not just as a country, but as humankind.
That's a nice opening argument. Vin Lava, protect the environment. Sige nga, ito bakbakan to. Sige.
Hindi naman.
No,
Yeah,
maganda in different points of views to help people understand, because it's very timely now. In a month from now, you've got the very controversial Gina Lopez, who's going to face the confirmation appointments against what they call a biased Senate, so to speak, or a biased both sides, both the Congress and the Senate. And based on the legal structure of the country, mukhang walang laban si Ms. Lopez. I mean, it seems, it seems. But Vin, your points of views, the environment.
God put us on this earth. But I think He gave us a responsibility also to be good stewards, to take care of it. The point of view that all of this is for man, for me, is too anthropocentric. Some geologists have already started calling this age that we live in the Anthropocene age, because the changes that we have caused in this world is changing
To the bad.
your words, no? But we have become a massive force, much like during the prior ages. So man has already become, a natural force. So before we destroy ourselves, the planet will be around long after mankind is gone. But if we don't change the way we look at things, masyadong human-centric.
Pero anti-mining ka.
Oh, well,
Can you say that as a position?
I am pro-environment, pro-ecosystems, rather than anti-mining.
Is there such a thing?
Well,
I mean, is there such a thing as what Gina calls responsible mining? Because as far as the environmental chief is concerned, she doesn't think so.
okay, let's talk about trees. According to Growing Greener Cities, published in 1992 by the American Forestry Association, trees have significant monetary benefits.
Ito, inuupuan natin. Ito.
Oh, a single tree provides $73 worth of air conditioning, $75 worth of erosion control, $75 worth of wildlife shelter, and $50 worth of pollution reduction every year. Compounding this for 50 years, $273 at 5% interest results in a tree value of $57,171 per tree. Tapos,
Ano naman ang contribution ng puno?
okay.
Meron ka in dollars.
Ayun na nga.
Ayun na yun, contribution in
Ayun.
dollars.
Oh, among other things.
Eh kung pinutol natin, magkano lang contribution yun? Maliit lang.
Tapos na yun.
Tapos na yun. Wala na.
Tapos na. Kasi while they're alive, they combat climate change. They clean the air. They provide oxygen. They cool.
Pag pinutol na, wala na lahat
Wala
yan.
na yan. Trees conserve energy. Trees save water. Trees help prevent water pollution, prevent soil erosion, provide food. And they are carbon sinks. Oh. So, they act as windbreaks also. Pag pinutol mo na,
Wala na.
wala na. Oh. Ngayon,
Gaya nangyari sa Ormoc, yung nagbagsakan yung tubig, nagka-landslide kasi kinalbo na kasi yung mga puno doon. That was
Sa
about 15,
Compostela-
20 years,
sa
15 years
Compostela
ago.
Valley.
Compostela Valley. The
Diba?
same thing. Same.
pareho.
Same.
Ngayon, conventional costing of, say, a project. Ano kinukwenta dyan? You have human costs, and you have human capital and financial capital. Magninegosyo ka, magkano ba kailangan dyan? Ilang tao? But, we neglect anong natural capital cost ng natural capital dito.
Yung environment.
Oo.
Pinapatay natin yung environment.
Oo.
So we kill the environment for the good of mankind. Wherein the other argument of Butch earlier, we mine and extract minerals for the good of mankind. Is there such a thing as, is there meeting in the middle to anything like that? One is destructive because one is extractive.
No, again, maybe what we should clarify, no, not all cutting of trees is destructive. No? Not just because you cut them does not mean to say immediately it's destructive, because there's such a thing as reforestation. No? That is part of our responsibility. No? What you cut, you replant so that that whole thing regenerates. The same thing with all kinds of other mining. No? It is not just extraction, and then there is responsibility into that. Over and above that, the other responsibility that man has on not just a responsibility to Earth, no, or not just a responsibility, but it's a responsibility to the future, no. The reason you are replanting and reforesting, no, it's because the next generation will be needing this also for themselves, no? And the next generation and the next generation will be this. Now, I am, yes, human-centric, no? Yes, because this whole thing, to my mind, no, when we were placed here, no, I'm not a religious freak or anything, but I know we were here for a purpose. We are the only creatures that have what they call creativity. The creativity is done in this way. You said something like the chair, no? Here it is. It's a tree, right?
Yes.
But without the creative mind of man, that would not ever have been a chair.
It would still be a tree we're sitting on.
Right. No? And without, if we can sit on a tree, no? What I'm trying to say is the improvement of the quality of life, no, was done because we have creativity. Not like the monkeys or any other creature on Earth.
Your argument towards the creativity of man towards the environment.
Well, we're talking about trees. They are renewable if you choose to do so. There are renewable resources, but not everything is renewable. I was referring to natural capital a while back. Natural capital is a stock of natural assets that yields a flow of valuable goods and services into the future. For example, a forest or a fish stock can provide a flow of harvest that is potentially sustainable year after year. The stock that produces this flow is natural capital, and the sustainable flow is natural income. Natural capital also provides services such as waste assimilation, erosion and flood control, protection from ultraviolet radiation like our ozone layer. That is also natural income. You know.
So, is there such a thing as a coming together, or are they two different points of views? Before you answer that, we're going to have to take a short break. It is not a matter of right or wrong. I'm trying to identify if it is even possible to create assumptions. One is extracting minerals, which the Almighty God has given us, we call natural resources. The extraction meaning mining, and the other one meaning the entirety of what we call environment. Is it prohibited? I guess where we're going now at this stage before we take a break, is there such a thing as sustainability? Is there such a thing as responsible mining? Our DNR chief says there's no such thing. Based on examples in the country on statistics, give it the Great Copper mining site was an extreme disaster. I still have to see a mining site that has been sustainable and that has not ruined the environment. But then again, stay with us. We'll be right back, and we'll discuss the issue even further.